All right, you ready for some unique stories? I got something to tell you about. This one you might actually want to sit down and get ready for it. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I am working on some fun goals to make sure I can reach a bigger audience. And your comments. Oh gosh, I am loving the new comments that have been coming my way with my videos. So thank you for those of you that are making comments and engaging with me because as much as I have information to share in a video, I love to talk to you directly. So comment below if you get a chance. It would mean a lot to me. So let's jump in to my story. Okay, so as many of you know, I have been dating coaching expert for a long time. I've been matchmaking, and a few years into my career, I got a request from MTV True Life. Did you ever see any of those episodes? They had quite a long running series and they would often feature unique situations. And me being so open minded and curious about how other people live their lives, I was a perfect candidate for this inquiry from the MTV show. I am excited because I thought this is a good time to bring this story forward again for you. I've talked about it a long time ago, and now it's time to tell you a little bit more. It's such a fun time because now that I have been teaching, monogamy for a very long time, I am now learning about open relationships and ethically non-monogamous, swingers and poly. I have a great friend group that are educating and informing me a lot. So I now have even more to share with you. But I've always been super open-minded and super curious. So when I got this inquiry from MTV about being on one of their upcoming episodes, I was so tickled to learn more. So make sure you watch this whole video because you're gonna love this story. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when I got the inquiry, the request was for me to find a match for a financial dominatrix. Have you ever heard of this before? This is something that I had not heard of. I had heard of dominatrix. I had a friend in high school that was a dominatrix, but I had not heard of a financial dominatrix. So, of course, my curiosity got me. Well, when we talked, the producers and I, back and forth a few things, they then asked, hey, if you could find a match for this lady who is a financial dominatrix, that would be great. We're going to start off the show with you giving some dating advice, and then you finding somebody, me finding somebody for them to meet for a date. I was like, oh, challenge accepted. I am excited. And then they were like, hey, do you have a fun place that we could shoot this video? Well, at the time, a dear friend of mine lived in a gorgeous home in Lake Oswego, right on the lake. And it just happened to be a perfect day. And he offered for us to shoot the video there. So it is just a gorgeous video and absolutely amazing. So that was a bonus. And then the cool part about this was that the entire production team coming in, talking to me. It was my first exposure to reality TV. And so I had to act that I was surprised what a financial dominatrix was. And they had a bunch of questions they wanted me to ask the gal. Well, let me just tell you, I know what I'm doing when it comes to asking questions and learning about people, where they never actually gave me a single question to actually ask. They go, we got so into listening to your guys' conversation that we just enjoyed it and sat back and let you two do the talking. So here's the two of us sitting with this beautiful lake backdrop and this sweetheart of a gal. She actually lived in Salem. So they brought her up to Lake Oswego, Oregon to do the interview. She was just stunning, a beautiful gal. But oh my gosh, she had so much makeup on. Or one time she had a little bit of freckles of her eye makeup on her cheek, and I was about to go over and try to brush it off. She goes, no, don't touch. The makeup's too thick. So she was doing the blowing it off, trying to help balance it out. And then the outfit she was in was a bit skin tight in all the right places, and the nails and the hair. I mean, it was quite a production, what she did to put herself all together. And I loved every bit of it. I loved her whole show performance. And so her and I had this great conversation. And while we're talking, she asked different things about dating and why it was so difficult for her to find a relationship. So she described her role as a financial dominatrix. And I'm going to pull out a couple little highlights to this conversation. And I have a feeling I might need to do a part two to this later because there was a lot that was covered. But what the gist of it was is that people, mostly men, pay her to spend their money. So there is like her creating a list of things she wants. Men will send her money, and then she will take a picture of her wearing those shoes, wearing that top, getting her nails done, whatever it is that the guy wants to see his money being spent on. There are also situations where men will pay her to treat them differently. So she actually had a number of dog cages in her home, in her bedroom, where men would come and wear dog costumes. I'm sorry, I don't know enough about the BDSM world to know what that would be called, but if you know, you know. And these men would sleep in their dog crates while she was there, and they would have their masks on. And I remember this one time of the conversation where she said, yeah, one of my dogs, I apologize, I don't remember the name, was trying to be all quiet and sleeping in the kennel while she had a lover or partner over. And the partner ended up having extreme anxiety. And she's like, why are you having anxiety? And he goes, this is just really difficult for me to want to be intimate with you, knowing that there's men in dog costumes all around the bed. And so one of her dogs got out, figured out how to get out of the cage, and went to the kitchen and got some anti-anxiety medicine for her partner to sleep better. And I remember hearing this and trying to be professional and appropriate because that would make sense. I might have a little anxiety in that situation. And so she's telling this whole story. I'm professionally answering and engaging. And then I'm watching at the peripheral of my vision, the producer's eyes getting big. And, of course, we're looking for some shock value because it's reality TV and how to say the story and everything. But it was fascinating to think that this goes on and that people are paying her for these experiences and actually feeling really good about themselves doing it. It's actually building their self-confidence, which is a fascinating aspect. So, of course, I wanted to learn more about that. And so the reality is she needed a man that was strong enough and confident enough to respect her profession, but also okay with what kind of happens around the scene of her profession. So that was very interesting. And my question to you is, do you know what a financial dominatrix is? Do you know what they do? Do you know, or would you be interested in that as your profession? So I am very curious to get this conversation going. I absolutely loved the experience, and I did match her on a date with a very handsome guy, and they had a fun first date. It didn't really progress because of the distance. They lived about 45 minutes apart from each other. And, it sparked her. They looked cute together. He definitely liked her a little extra. So that was pretty fun to see. And I have to say, friends asked me for a chance to view the video of this, and I can't locate it. So I think it's one of those just older episodes on MTV True Life. If you ever find it, feel free to attach it to the comments below because it's a good one. It's really good. It's one of those episodes that you just gotta see it to believe it. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about financial dominatrix. Nothing sexual happens. It's just an exchange of money because this is what somebody wants to pay someone to do, and this is somebody who is happy to be paid to do it. So there you go. What do you think?